Today, we reveal crypto secrets and trading tips you need to know for success in today's market.
So back here, what did we have coming out of September of 24? When our Retire Rich class, we were again buying AI coins and buying. That course is really buying and holding, but buying at the right time. So September 23, 24, we had that big AI push. We nailed that. And then, sorry, that was October 23. And then again, September 24, we went on a buying spree. So point is, we're seeing that same thing. Here's the point. When we get into parallel trading channels, we can have several opportunities to profit, and then once they turn over, that's too late. We want to identify the downtrending channels early as possible. But where we are now, and even better, is we want to identify what? The new uptrending channels as soon as possible. So these can be massaged a bit, and we do one from as they go higher. But let's just say this is the new trend channel. And again, so this might take a while. I think at some point we'll get a steeper slope with Bitcoin. But even if we don't, a pullback in here at a dollar cost average and ride this up, that's the name of the game. So anyway, and that is also on that trade success checklist. Again, if you're not using this, you really should be, because this is such a huge advantage for us. So now, where did that PDF go? I've got kind of lost it. I didn't close that, did I? It's here, and we'll get to helium in a moment. And I seem to have lost this the checklist, so we'll have to go find that. Anyway, I won't dig around for that too much, but it is important. It's on the checklist. The parallel trend channels are there. The money flow blocks are there. And let's do this, because we haven't looked at this for a while, just to see if we have any rockets. The rocket, well, we do have our radar. Our radar is a multi-time frame signal. When it's all green, it's time to get in the markets. When it's all red, it's time to get out of the markets. We designed that after the market top back in 2021 because we had an excellent coin pick. We picked Rune in our December 21 newsletter, and it went up 169% in 2 weeks. And we were saying, guys, you gotta get in this one. And then the market rolled over. So we designed our multi-time frame radar for that reason, so that you have a tool to, independently of us, and aside from the other indicators, just watching that when the radar goes all red, good time to get out of the market. So we're not going to really look at that today. I wanted to look at so it's kind of hard to see, and I don't really see any. We're going to start seeing more rockets soon, though. Here's one. See the little green rocket there? We've coded it, and I'll zoom out a bit. So the rocket, again, I actually had that coded in ChatGPT and in the Grimoire version of it. So, and then we tweaked it a bit. But here's the pattern. So it rests on top of a support line. I call it rocket on the launch pad. So if the real body is on, say, the 21 or 50 period exponential moving average, or a horizontal trend line, sometimes it looks like this. So let me just draw that so you can see it. That's the launch pad. The critical parts is that it has a wick down below. Sorry, this one here. A wick down below, that's your fuse. You got to have the fuse. Below that, that means the bears tried to take it down and they couldn't do it. And it opened on the support line. They tried to sell it off, but it closed near the high. It has to be within 5% of the high. So you don't want to see a topping tail on that, but I also want to see like a lot of, I call it rocket fuel, inside of that candle. And you haven't heard this anywhere because I created it. I didn't invent the pattern, I just recognized the pattern. And so there we go. Now this one was a bit odd. It pulled back and retested support, and then it shot up in the sky. Generally, these precede bigger moves to the upside, and we'd love to find them. Look at that, especially in the bull zones. So here, rocket shot up a bit. This one shouldn't really have didn't have as much of a bottoming tail. And again, they really ideally close near the top of the candle. So let's see if we can find a better one. Sometimes different coins have better ones, and the altcoins really have the best ones. So looking for a textbook rocket right back here, sitting on the launch pad, boom, shoots up in the sky, runs out of rocket fuel, and usually they go sideways or they fall back to Earth. And of course, I couldn't find the best. I'll look for more examples. Those don't happen all the time, but the thing is, as with many indicator in TradingView, just right click on it and that'd be a good time to do it to set an alert. So I'm going to set an alert on Bitcoin for the rocket indicator, and instead of saying only once, I want to know once per bar close. That means it's going to fire every time that the rocket signals and as an open-ended alert. Okay, so let's see. I'll create that, and that is what I want to see whenever there's a rocket on Bitcoin. So in the next coming days or so, and so if you get crypto mastery signals, I'll show you how to set those alerts because those can precede the biggest moves. All right, I'll turn that off for now. Maybe we'll look for those on like Solana. So we've covered that. I'm gonna also cover the Bollinger Bands, and maybe I'll move to a little cleaner chart so there's not too much going on this. But again, we're making the case. We're like Sherlock Holmes. We want to know when it's time to get in and get out of these markets. So this Bollinger Bands, again, I'll put this on here. Chart looks a little bit messy here. So what I'll do is I'm going to turn off some of these other signals like the EMAs there, and we'll turn that back on. Okay, so now that you can see that a little bit better. All right, so Bollinger Bands. This is something that Steve Nissen taught me. Typically, when they hit a extreme of the Bollinger Bands, they will usually go to the other extreme. But what we're looking for is when they hit the top lines and the bottom of the Bollinger Bands. Let me see if I find a good example. And so down here, it came down and touched the lower Bollinger Band. Again, these are specifically coded for Bitcoin and crypto. If you were to put a normal Bollinger Band on, it wouldn't work. The prices would be going above it. And the Bollinger Band's really designed to show you when price exhaustion is happening, when to sell. So you can see ours are containing price almost perfectly. And when they get up and touch the upper Bollinger Bands, they're running out of steam. Sometimes they pump, but if it's toward the end of a big move, like right up here when it touched, that's your sell point. That's when you want to be selling, all over here as well. And on the buy side, we came down and touched the lower Bollinger Band, see? And then it shot right up and touched that upper Bollinger Band. Really, really useful. So looking ahead, here's another tip and trick. When these Bollinger Bands start to tighten, they usually precede a big move when volatility decreases. Now, generally, it goes in the direction that it's been trending, right? So in this case, I would expect a pop up, a move to the upside on this daily chart of Bitcoin. Probably take a few more days, let these Bollinger Bands tighten, and then boom. Whereas here, we were sort of trending sideways and down, Bollinger Bands pinched and had that big drop. So that's how you can really use this, and we'll look at some other coins, but especially in a bull market to kind of know if it's inside the Bollinger Band, that's fine, it can keep rising. If it does close above it though, look, this is what we coded. See this vertical red line? This is only in our Bollinger Band Pro. If the price closes for the day or that period above that Bollinger Band, we color coded as red. That is your sell signal. And invariably, this works. This works like 9 out of 10 times, if not more. So here, if you had sold and taken some profits, that would have been a great place to do it. Ran out of the bullish moves, chopped around a bit, went sideways, slowly drifted higher, and then did it again here. That would have been a good sell point, and then came down for another buying opportunity. Up here, closed above it, ran out of steam. Now, generally, I will sell half, just in case it continues going higher. But you can see it consolidated. It didn't drop. You would have another chance to sort of buy back in that point. So anyway, hopefully that's helpful. That's our Bollinger Band, and I need to get back over to that PDF though. Where did it go? It's right here. I moved it. So in that trade success checklist, we have other things we can put in here. Is there a bullish engulfing candle? Green overtaking the red? Yes, there is. Is the price above 21 and 50? We just talked about that. Guys, if you have a trade success score of 4 or 5, that's when you're adding to the position, buying more of it. Is the candle body above trend line support? We talked about that. We talked about the green buy blocks. You know, if you start getting into a 9 or 10 trend success score, this is where you're adding to the position. Because amateurs and retail, reason you lose is you'll go all in and go all out. I sold it, I bought it. Don't do that. You buy a little when you get to a trade success score of 2 or 3, and then it gets to 3, 4, 5, you're adding to that. Professionals build positions and they slowly exit out of them. That's the name of the game.
Hey, this is Brett from Moonstream. If you'd like to learn more about our pro trading signals or our live classes every Wednesday or our Retire Rich program, go over to moonstream.io/start.